Chopping it up with G and Z. Chopping it up. 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 Chopping it up with G and Z.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome, chopping it up with G and Z. What's going on, my man? Z, how you doing, brother?
Bro, I am sore, man. That fishing trip took it out me this weekend that we went on. And then after we came home from fishing on Saturday, on Sunday, me and my pops put together a trampoline for the girls. So I'm sore. I'm 40. You know what I'm saying? So I'm old and hurting at this moment.
Hey, man, we can't move like you used to, man. Actually, you know what's crazy is when we got home from the trip, I think I slept for like a full 9 hours, which never actually happens. Like literally straight through, no stopping.
Bro, you know, we do our Zoom call. We have like a family Zoom call every Saturday night. And usually, bro, it like we're zooming from like 8 to 2 in the morning. Like it's a crazy amount of time, but we be having so much fun. And you know what I'm saying? None of us really go out. But bro, and usually I shut down the call because you know I'm late night. I'm a late night person anyway. But man, this week, man, we was doing the call and I was like, hey, it's like, bro, Z is struggling. And I was like, man, I am tired. That sun, hey, I felt like the sun burnt my face, like right here, like I was a different color.
Hey, I got to give it up to your pops, though, man. He showed us a good time on a fishing trip, man.
Sure did.
And we caught some good ones, though. We caught some good crappie. Yeah. So shout out to Cesaro Senior. Appreciate it, man. Most definitely. All right, man, let's get to chopping it up real quick, man. We got so much stuff going on in the news and sports and just, man, musically wise, entertainment wise, so many things have dropped for us. Let's start off, though, man, with some crazy stuff that just kind of happened today. Well, it's been an ongoing saga, but there was more even that just dropped today. And that's with Deshaun Watson, man, over, let's start off with the sports chopping. Let's start off with Deshaun Watson, man. So apparently, there is like 6 or 7 more women that came out talking about there was some sexual harassment going on between them and Deshaun Watson. So I read the full length of the story because apparently like there was the Houston lawyer who's bringing the lawsuits came out and spoke on it.
Yeah.
And he said that like something actually even occurred, you know, after the original allegations had already started, like something occurred even as far as this month, this March 2021 month.
Wow.
So yeah, it's kind of crazy, man. So I guess, man, first and foremost, bro, have you heard, I mean, what do you think about everything that's happening with Deshaun, man, and all these allegations that are coming out so far?
Man, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, you know what I'm saying, you never want no man to commit these. So hopefully he had, you know what I'm saying, I would think, or you know what I'm saying, I would think that because he seems like such a good dude that this is so left field for him, right?
Yeah.
And then one of my homegirls, you know what I'm saying, that she's a lawyer in Houston. She was like, man, she said she posted something the other day and she was like, all right, so all of these allegations come out right before, like right after he says he don't want to be here no more. And then the dude who the lawyer that's doing this is like a homeboy of the owner of the Houston Texans too.
Oh, well, I didn't know this. So
yeah, so she was like, man, no, you know what I'm saying? That's what she said, you know what I'm saying? And she's a lawyer, man, and you know what I'm saying, you know. So
they travel in the same, you know.
Yeah, and she was like, man, this is all. And that's what she said. So that's what I've heard so far. Man, my thing is just, I've never heard anything bad about Deshaun Watson ever. Like, not even a person be like, he talked mean to me or he said a mean thing to me. Like, his character is like Russell Wilson's character. You know what I'm saying? And we talked about that a few weeks ago. So it's hard to, I hope he hasn't done it. It's hard to see me. It's hard for me to see him doing that. You know what I'm saying? So.
I mean, dude, it really is actually, because I mean, everything that you heard about Deshaun Watson, I mean, I'm not talking about just since he's been in the NFL. We're talking about all the way back to his college days. That he's always just been that, you know what I'm saying, it's straight line,
solid dude. Yeah,
solid guy, always giving back to the community, always, setting that role model example. But at the same time, man, what we've always learned is you never want to vouch for anybody you don't really know.
Agreed.
Let's say your fam. I mean, I put it like this, man. I hope that these allegations are just that, allegations.
Yeah, I agree.
Because the last thing I want to see is a good brother like Deshaun just, have that humongous fall from where he was and from where he is.
Correct.
And then, of course, also on top of that, man, like if they are true, you feel sorry for the ladies that are involved, for the women that are involved in all this. So, excuse me. I hope everything pans out, man. And when it comes to he say, she say, and
that's what it's gonna be, because you got to think about it. Like, so with this, the kind of sexual misconduct that they're talking about right now is pretty much his word versus her word.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
They have to go on.
Yeah, you can't. You know what I'm saying. You can't. There's no video footage. There's no DNA. There's no. You know what I'm saying. Like, so, like, what do you do? Like, he and he could really come out and be like, man, no, you know what I'm saying. I've never did that. And his statement was real, like, hey, man, I have respected women my whole life. I have nothing but respect, and I've treated every woman I've approached. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah,
I don't know. I just,
man, I don't know, bro. Like, I hate these situations because it really is a he say, she say. And you know what I'm saying? Most people want you to be on one side of the fence or the other. It's hard for us. Okay, let me put this in context real quick. I say it should be hard for a lot of men to just be like, okay, we'll take it at face value. Because, God, man, and I hate actually saying it like this, but how many black men have we seen go to jail based off of allegations that weren't true?
Bro, Kobe almost went.
So, yeah, I mean, this is not, and so, I mean, dude, I don't want to take a side on this situation. I want this whole thing to play out the way it needs to play out.
Yeah.
At the same time, man, like every time I hear allegation, I'm always feeling like, okay, especially when it comes to something that's just so, like, the dude just came out and said, I don't want to be here in Houston.
And all of a sudden, yeah, like,
you know what I'm saying? But on the opposite side of this, if you read through like the allegations, they make it sound like there's a trend. Like,
and I think that's the point of so many people. To me, it seems like the where the problem. Well, I ain't gonna say where the problem lies, but what when it's 13 people and they're all saying the same thing, that's when you be like, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah. It's almost like the Cosby thing to me. Like,
you
know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy if it's just one person and you like, really? That just seems a little. But when there's like multiple,
87 women,
multiple who saying the same exact story, who have no, you know what I'm saying? They have no connection to one another, and they're all coming out and saying, hey, I got drugged, and you're like, okay, this is a pattern.
Yeah.
And it seems to be what's happening in this particular case, where it's nothing but these masseuse ladies coming out saying this is what he did, blah, 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 blah. And so, I mean, let's just wait for everything to happen, man. I hope everything's gonna work.
I hope everything, whatever is supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying? One thing, you don't want to see a black man go to jail for something he didn't do. The second thing is, like, if he's been doing that, he deserves to go to jail. So,
and that's how we can say.
Yeah.
Really. So, all right, man. Nothing else really happening in the NFL. But on to the NBA news, though. So much stuff has been going down, man. So we got injuries galore. And the main injury that we concerned about is on the Lakers squad.
Yes.
So right now, as it stands, LeBron has a high ankle sprain.
I hate those.
And they've only said he should be out a few weeks, but usually a high ankle sprain is like what, 4 or 5 weeks?
Usually a high ankle sprain would be like 3 or 4 weeks for the most part. It all depends on like how severe it is too.
High ankle sprain.
Yeah, but usually it's like 3, usually about 3, but sometimes it can be up to 5. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I gotta say this, man. Like, I feel like LeBron has to me, there's only like 2 other players in the NBA history, maybe 3, who's done what LeBron has done. I mean, you have like Kareem, who played what, like 18 seasons, 17, 18 seasons too.
Yeah, he played something like that.
And then you had the mailman, Malone.
Yeah.
But they never really, like Kareem, I don't think Kareem ever actually had a full-fledged injury, like besides, you know what I'm saying? I think he broke his hand when he punched somebody one time, but
he was hurt. He was hurt in the finals. You remember when I know you don't remember, obviously you don't remember, we were like 2. But the finals where Magic played started the center was because Kareem was hurt.
Yeah, that's right.
But it might have been just like a sprained ankle or something. It wasn't like
nothing major.
Yeah,
to take him out for the whole series.
Correct.
But I mean, like, to me, that just shows LeBron's like tough. I mean, he's a freak of nature, man. Period. Like that. Like, and on top of that, man, like he pays. I mean, he doesn't just go through the regular, you know what I'm saying, Laker trainers and Laker doctors. This man has paid, you know, out of his own pocket. Yeah. Because, you know, his body is his investment. So he's basically invested, like, from what I understand, a couple of $1 million a year, keeping his body uptight. I mean, right.
But what's the name does? Tom Brady does the same thing too, though. Now, you know what I'm saying? Not saying like, I know a lot of athletes are at this point, that's what they're doing. Russell Wilson does the same thing too. But, and what I'll say is like, Russell Wilson and Tom Brady are nowhere no athletes like LeBron is. Yeah. And for him to be able to still like do what he does, that is an amazing thing, man. I tell people all the time, like, Atan is the same size. Like, Atan is the same size as Karl Malone, right? It was like the first time we seen Atan play against Karl Malone, I was like, Atan is the same size as Karl Malone. Then he was like, Atan might have been like an inch shorter than Alonzo Mourning, but he was like the same size. And I was like, you never see it. You know what I'm saying? You see Alonzo Mourning, he'd be like, he's humongous. He's so muscle bound. And then you see Atan next to him and you was like, oh shoot, Atan as big as they are. Then when we was at the All-Star game in Denver, man, Atan was standing next to Carmelo and LeBron. And they was damn near the same size. And I was like, bro, now it's one thing because Karl Malone is big and Atan is big too. But think about Atan handling the ball, dunking, shooting free. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, that bro,
drive it to the hole, bringing the ball up. Yeah, I mean,
probably a stupid vertical, probably a crazy 40 time. If you would have took his 40 time when he was 18, bro.
And I don't know what Mrs. James put in them cornflakes when he was young, but good Lord, geez.
Like, where's his daddy too? Like, his daddy has to be like passed away because you know he would have came back by now. So,
man, I don't know, bro. Yeah, I mean, got some kind of thing going on, but it's just, it's ridiculous. Man, so there's LeBron hurt. There's KD that's still out right now,
which still seems weird to me because they keep on saying his hamstring, but it's like, bro, at this point he's been out for like 6 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, it has been literally almost a month and a half, 2 months since we've seen KD play. Yeah, almost.
Oh, and just FYI, Blake Griffin got a dunk last night as soon as he got in the game. Just throwing that out there for you.
That's okay. Listen, I got my own thing about that. And I will, you know what? I have my own thing about that, man. I'm gonna talk about it. But before we get to the
Embiid is hurt too. Embiid is hurt. LaMelo got hurt. So LaMelo's out for the rest of the season. Embiid's supposed to come back. AD's supposed to come back. KD's supposed to come back. LeBron's supposed to come back. But LaMelo, so and my thing too for LaMelo, do you think this hurts his chance of being the rookie of the year now?
Yeah, of course it will. I mean, because you not only is he hurt and he's out for the rest of the season, but you have the cat over in Minnesota, Edwards is
coming on.
You know, he's coming on and balling. The only thing I will say about Edwards, though, is that he is not in sync as LaMelo was. I think LaMelo would have been a shoe-in for the rookie of the year. I think the only reason why there's even a battle, if you want to call it that, is because over there in Minnesota, Russell has been hurt. So it's led Edwards to be shooting more. Like the time when I think he hit, 40 against?
41. He had 42 and Towns had 41.
Yeah, but he took like 30 shots. And if you watch him play, man, some of the shots that he takes, you're like, yeah, that wasn't a very good shot. You know what I mean? Like, so
I feel Charlotte was going to make the playoffs too. Like he had Charlotte to make the playoffs. And nobody thought Charlotte was going to be good this year.
No.
So for them to actually be great, like good and balling this year, that shows a lot. I honestly, looking back at the draft, man, LaMelo should have been the number 1 pick.
Yeah, well, he should have been, but there was a lot of questions as far as, especially when he went to go play, was over in Australia or whatever, and he was some of the stuff he was doing.
Do you think Golden State wish they would have picked him?
Yeah, they do. I'm pretty sure they do.
I'm telling you.
Heck yeah.
I bet you.
Even though Wiggins is coming on right now, which that's a good thing to see, man.
But they're still looking for another ball handler. You know what I'm saying? Like another ball handler shooter. That would have been perfect for them. Because Wiseman, although Wiseman is good, I have nothing bad against Wiseman, man. But
so, man, with all these injuries, man, do you think it's going to affect? I mean, how do you feel like it's going to affect the seeding for the playoffs, and then how do you feel like it's going to affect the main MVP race?
Man, right now the MVP race is definitely is for Joker right now, because like he's the only one who's really playing right now. Think about everybody who we had as an MVP candidate. He's the only one playing right now. I mean, who else are we going to talk about?
Except for one.
Who?
I've been saying it for the last 3 weeks, man.
James Harden. Oh,
Harden.
Yes. Now, you're right. James Harden. Yep. James Harden jumps into that. James Harden jumps into that. I think if Steph averages like 32, 33 this year and they make the playoffs, I think he might be in that conversation. He might sneak in that conversation. I think Chris Paul should be in that conversation.
I think it'll be
But I think right now, I think it's between probably James Harden and the Joker, especially depending on how long LeBron is out.
Yeah, I was going to say, man, so if LeBron is actually out I would sit him out. I would literally sit him out for at least 5 weeks. I mean,
you can't. You can't. Not with AD gone, and it's an ankle. It's not.
I mean, even if we came in at number 6 or 7 seed, which out west is conceivable without both of them in the lineup for the next, you know what I'm saying, 20 or so games. Yeah. I'm cool with that. Like, I'm literally cool with that. If we can come in with the 6-7 seed, I'm cool with that. As long as we don't
play the Clippers in the first round.
Well, as long as we don't get down to the A seed, then we have to play either the Clippers or or Utah.
No. The Clippers are in like third place right now.
Oh, my bad, not Clippers, but the Phoenix. What is it, Utah and Phoenix right now?
It's Utah and Phoenix at 1 and 2.
Yeah, Utah and Phoenix at 1 and 2.
Yeah, then it's the Clippers, and then it's Denver, right?
Well, actually, you know what? I'll take that back. I mean, honestly, if we had a full healthy LeBron and a healthy AD playing in their stride, I'm not betting the field against them cats out west.
I'm cool with the top 4 seeds, man. Once you start talking about losing home court advantage, man, I think that's when you start getting in a tricky situation. You know what I'm saying? Especially you think about this right now, man. Like, they're starting to let fans back in the games. So you think about when it comes to like playoff time, May and June, they'll probably have maybe full, because a lot of places are lifting these restrictions. Everybody getting these vaccines, so they might have full. So you telling me now I want to go and play in Portland? You know what I'm saying? I want to go and play in Portland, or I want to go and play. I want to play the Clippers, or you know what I'm saying? Like those kind of things. Like or go to Denver. Like, who wants to go to Denver with the altitude when they got 4 games up there?
Yeah. See, bro, I always thought that Utah and Denver had probably the best home court advantages.
Utah as well. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Agreed. Utah, just because, it's Utah. And I mean,
yeah. Joe, you there? You cut out.
All right, man. So
I do think Utah and I do think Utah is a terrible place to play, and I also, especially the Nuggets, because of the altitude as well. So
yeah, they have automatic home court advantage, no matter if there's people in the stands or not, because of that. All right, man. So just a couple of other tidbits about what's going on right now in the status of the season. The Hawks, which we rarely talk about. I guess we have talked about them, but
man, somebody told me the Hawks was terrible because of Trae Young. That's what somebody told me. And Trae Young got the head coach fired. Bro, somebody said that to me. I don't know who it is.
Hold up. I didn't say that. All I said was the reason why he didn't get picked for All-Star was because of the stuff that was going on in ATL. I am perfectly glad that they have righted that ship so far. And I even said it, man. I said, man, if you look up and down their roster, the record does not reflect that roster. So I don't know what Nate doing over there, but go ahead, Nate, dog. Keep it up,
bro. But the thing, I mean, especially, I don't want to take away from the moment because we're talking about them and they're doing really, really well. And Trae Young looks really good. But, bro, are we not going to talk about the Pelicans, the talent that they have in their record?
Man, okay. Fine. Okay. Bro, what's the main reason why you feel like they're losing? Like their record isn't better than what it should be. I have two reasons, but what are yours?
Man, I always have questions with Stan Van Gundy. You know what I'm saying? I always have questions with him to start off with.
Bingo. Yeah.
The second thing, man, is to me, to me, because I keep on hearing the Lonzo Ball trade things, like the Clippers want him.
Lonzo?
Yeah, the Clippers want him. I heard the Hawks wanted him too. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is like, I think for a young team, and they're very young, the GM needs to come out and be like, bro, we're not trading nobody. We love our core. This is what we're going to roll with. You know what I'm saying? I think somebody, because it seems like there's no security on the team either. There's no way that you have Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, Lonzo, Hart, Redick, and y'all are terrible. Bro, the big center, y'all have Steven Adams, and then they have the Duncan center, the young cat. And I'm like, bro, they got too much talent to be. They should be like, and I understand they're still young, but they have to be in that 5 range. They should be around that 4, 5, 6 range. They shouldn't be. They're actually in 10th place, I think, right now.
Yeah, they're an outside shot to get into the playoffs.
Which is crazy.
If you watch them play, man. So 2 reasons why I feel like they're not going to actually make the playoffs.
Okay.
Reason number 1 is Van Gundy. Yeah. If you watch their games, man, there's like 2 or 3 teams I love watching besides the Lakers.
Yeah.
I mean, I love watching Charlotte, number 1. Well, I don't know about too much more now.
I know.
But if you catch them, because it's hard to watch them unless you got League Pass or you can catch them.
Because they don't have no national games. They don't
have any. But when you watch them, man, they're fun to watch. They are young, just run up and down.
I got one better for you. When you see them together, it looks like they like playing together.
Yeah, they like playing with each other.
Yeah, like you can see all on the bench how they react with each other. Like they actually enjoy it. And you don't see that in New Orleans at all. So I don't know if that's.
Man, the other team I love watching is the Pelicans, and they've had a couple of national game or TV games.
You love watching the Pelicans?
I do, and the reason why is, man, 2 reasons. I love watching how the progression of Zion. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I didn't think Zion would be who he is right now. Bro. I always thought of Zion coming out of Duke like, I mean, the dude can jump out the gym, but once the hops is gone, is he going to be like Blake Griffin? Where it's just like we get Lob City and crazy dunking over people for the first, 4 or 5 years. And after that, when he has 2 knee surgeries, that he's just going to be like sidelined in, Detroit somewhere and just playing off of one bad leg. I don't know. That's my whole thing with him was, are we just going to get a couple of years of excitement? But when you watch that dude play, and there's been so many games where I watched him play, nobody can stop this man as soon as he gets ahead of steam going to the basket. And they changed it like almost, I want to say 15, 20 games in where they would start giving him the ball at the top of the key or right there at the elbow, and he would make one turn. Yeah. If they bring the double team, he's a great passer, so he passes out of it. But if they don't, he makes one turn, one small move, and once he's gone, poof, nobody can stop him at the rim. Man, you watch their games, and Zion will be like 13 for 15, 25 points, and you like, or 26, 27 points, and you like, what? Bro. So the only reason why they're losing these games, though, when you watch them, Van Gundy, number 1, and what Van Gundy does is he literally does not force the ball to his main killer. Like, why would you not give Zion the ball? There's 4 minutes left on the clock. You know what I'm saying? You down by 5. Why is Zion not touching the rock? So what happens also is your boy, man, he'll come up the floor and like there'll be this. I guess he wants to play hero ball or whatever. And I think he's a great player. I was always a proponent of trying to keep him in LA. But it's like, man, if Zion is 13 of 15, why would I go away from that just so I can show that I'm on the same level or something? I don't know, man.
You talking about BI?
Huh?
You talking about Brandon Ingram?
Yes. Ingram will come down the floor and it'll be like, hey, clear out. And everybody will clear out for Ingram to go solo ball, and they're down by like 4, and you're like, wait a second, Zion just hit like the last 5 shots, easy lay-ins. Like, dude, what are you doing? It blows my mind, man. And the defense, you would think their defense would be better because they have like Steven Adams who can clog up the middle, but the defense is not very good, man. Teams will be teeing off and just hitting trays like crazy on them. So anyway, those are my 2 things about New Orleans, man. When I watch him play, I'm just like,
well, I like seeing Zion play, man. I think like his footwork is crazy, like his moves and his agility, man, especially for him to be that size. But and I like Lonzo Ball, man. I'm always gonna be a fan of Lonzo Ball, man. But to me, man, I'm gonna say that's Van Gundy, man, because I think if you coach the right way, you know what I'm saying, you can. Especially if you got a young team like that, man, I'm gonna show them tapes of Golden State, like the 71 win Golden State, the 73 win Golden State team.
How they move the ball.
Just because I'm gonna tell you, like, look, bro, man, if we play the ball, if we play like this, everybody's gonna get their points, man. You don't never have to worry. We're gonna find the hot hand and everybody will score. And then we need our point guard to make sure he's setting everything up and setting the tone and doing it like that. I think Lonzo needs to be more aggressive. I think Brandon Ingram needs to be less aggressive. You're not here to try to prove anything, bro. We enjoy who you are. You know what I'm saying? You don't have, but I think that goes back to what I said with the security. If you set that sense of security, they relax and maybe they can play better.
Yeah. So yeah, man. So that's my thing with them too. I hear you on that. We both on the same page as far as Van Gundy, man. Like, I'd get a new coach in there. Maybe they can have this.
Van Gundy's just not good with young. I don't think he's good with young players. I think if you have like a veteran team, like Van Gundy's cool with that. You know what I'm saying? And he'll work out a little bit with that, but he's still gonna get on your nerves at some point. But I think with a young team,
that the main problem too is that this is not a veteran league anymore. Like,
yeah,
bro, there are very few teams who have veterans on them that can just literally like be like, okay, this is the vet of the team everybody listens to.
Yeah. Agreed. That's agreed.
Crazy. All right, man. So that's our NBA thing. The trade deadline is coming up on Thursday, so there may be some new moves just coming out this week. That will be just like, oh, okay.
The only person I'm really Vujacic, the big shooting dude from Orlando.
Yeah.
Oops. I want to see what happens with him. I heard Aaron Gordon requested a trade today.
Did he?
Yeah. So I heard Aaron Gordon requested a trade today.
So Orlando gonna be making some move.
And then, and well, I don't know. Vujacic. I'm gonna keep on saying his name wrong.
Vujacic.
Yeah, but he was an all-star this year, right?
Yeah.
And so like the thing is too, like they don't have to trade him if they can keep him and build around him.
Yeah,
but
I wouldn't.
You know what I'm saying? But then so those two, and then Victor Oladipo. I want to see what happens with him because I don't think he's going to be there. His deal expires this year, so I don't think Houston's going to have anything to keep him, and they're terrible right now. So it makes sense for them to try to get something in return for him before they lose him.
They have lost what 21 games straight,
20 straight as of yesterday.
Damn it, that's
bro. Looking back at James Harden looked like the Oracle, don't he?
Yeah,
it's not enough here to win, and we was like, bro, it's. But you know what else threw me off too? It's like, how do you be this terrible and be like, we moved on from Boogie Cousins? Bro, y'all need everybody possible.
I don't know, man. But at the same time, though, man, when you watch Boogie play, I said it like, Boogie like it hurt to move sometimes when you watch him play.
Man, but like, bro, Boogie deserved to be in the league if Marc Gasol is. Don't play with me like that.
Now that I will agree, sir. Touche.
Yeah.
Sustained.
At least Boogie can handle the ball and set up your offense. Marcus All can't do that at all.
Well, Mark's sitting pretty right now on a contract that was overbloated in the
Bro.
Anyway, let's not get on him.
Yeah.
Kills it. All right, man. So that's it for our sports chop, man. Let's head to some political news, man. Not too much that we wanted to chop it up with, but there was one crazy thing that happened this past week. Every president, I guess, has a moment of straight humiliation. So just like Trump had the toilet paper walk up the Air Force One, Biden had his walk up to Air Force One. And I mean, bro, when I say this dude fell, bro, I hate to talk about somebody falling, man, because that's just, it's just terrible. It's terrible all the way around. But bro, the way he fell, because it's like the second. Bro, have you ever like fail when you was younger or whatever the case is, and then like the after fall,
like the
was the worst part?
Falling, yes. Oh, bro, let me tell you. So here's my question. This is my question to start off with. Joe, like 73. Bro, why are you running to start off with? Like he took off. Right? He was like, bam. I was like, oh. He's like, bam. I was like, oh. He was like, bam, sail. I was like, oh. Bang. I was like, Jesus, man, somebody make him stop. I didn't see his mama be like, stop running, boy. Like, bro, when I tell you, I cried. I was like, ooh, oh, damn.
Man, it was the extras, dog. It'd have been different if it was just like one trip and then all of a sudden he caught himself. It's the fact that he tripped and couldn't catch himself, and it just like, boom, boom. Oh, let me try to get back up. Boom, 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 boom. I was like, dude, no.
Yeah, it was terrible, man. I was like, oh my God, Lord Jesus, somebody get him. Somebody get him, Lord.
Oh man. So the internet erupted, of course. Yes. And I mean the memes were hilarious, bro.
Oh my God.
I saw one where I think it was Dame who was shaking him, or either it was Curry. And they had him just like, stuck in that position.
Bro.
Man, this is terrible.
I was like, oh, come on, Joe. Oh, Trippy Joe. Trippy Joe, baby.
Man, speaking of a trip though, so in other news, man, Senator Ron Johnson of Wisconsin.
Oh my God.
I almost hate to even bring it up, man, but it's almost like we talked about it last week, like like in other racist news in America, it's like gonna be a daily.
That's what it is.
It's crazy, man. So Ron Johnson, senator from Wisconsin, came out and actually said that on it was either a live feed or an interview on a radio show where he said, as far as the insurrection that happened on January the 6th, because it was Trump supporters, he was not afraid. Had it been BLM or Antifa or Black Lives Matter, he would have actually been very much afraid. So, of course, everybody came out and said, hey, Senator Ron Johnson, that's pretty much racist. And he came back and was like, not really, this is how I felt, but I understand how it was taken the wrong way. Anyway, Z, any thoughts about that, man? And what you think about it?
First of all, my first thought would be like, if it ever gets to a point where Black Lives Matter did attack something like that, you should be terrified because you've been treating Black people a certain way for a certain time. And if we ever get to the point where we're pissed off and we want to get revenge, that's probably going to be an issue because y'all are terrible. Let's start there. The second thing is they were coming to kill y'all. They were coming to get, they didn't say, hey, all the Democratic congressional people, take your badges off. They told everybody take your badges off. They were looking for politicians. They weren't looking for Democratic politicians. So if they would have got you, it would have been an issue. And the second thing is to say you weren't scared when y'all all ran out of the you know what I'm saying? Like we saw the tapes. You remember we talked about the other day? It's like y'all keep on saying like, well, I really wasn't scared. Where I saw you running for your life. Stop telling me you weren't scared because y'all were terrified.
Yeah, no, all of them were terrified. They were all running for their lives. And how are you gonna say that you couldn't be terrified of them? No, they had a freaking noose hung up for the vice president, who was a Republican,
bro.
So it didn't matter who you was. They would have been like, unless you Trump or somebody, man, get out of here, Johnson.
Bro, that's man. A lot of these Republicans right now are doing like about faces or turning just because they want to keep, because there's so many Trump Republicans, so they want to kind of keep down them people with them too. You know what I'm saying? So they're doing a whole bunch of backtracking, man, and it's terrible, man. And I think they should all be held accountable for it. You know what I'm saying? The next voting cycle, man, you have to. That should be every one of these. That should be like the main topic. Like this person supported that, and if you support that, that's you know what I'm saying. That kind of thing.
Yeah, well, the only problem though is that these guys are in like districts and states, or districts, counties, and states where it is literally just like those are the only people voting are Trump Republicans. Like these.
Yeah. And that's why they're doing it. That's what, like the
lady
from Georgia, the crazy lady from Georgia.
Oh my God, yeah.
There's no way she should be in office.
Yeah.
But dude, the dude from here, who made the comments and then came back to the, you know what I'm saying? It was like, my constituents don't believe in so and so. And we was like, bro, North Tulsa is in where you are. What do you mean? And he was like, well, I didn't mean it that, like, bro.
Langford.
Yeah, Langford, but we have to vote Langford out. Those are the things
we need to vote both of them out.
Then the thing,
we got Senator Langford and we got freaking old man Jones, who just won't leave. This man gonna be 95 to 100 years old still, and you rarely see him, and you very rarely hear from him because I feel like he knows exactly how the system works.
Yeah. So, but that's career politicians too, though, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, one of the things that we talked about, you know what I'm saying? Like politicians here. Like if you were working in Oklahoma, you were a politician in Oklahoma, the salary for that is like $113,000 a year.
Yeah.
So that's an easy $113,000 a year because most of these people do stuff on the side or had a career anyway. So that's an extra $100,000 you're getting a year. Who's going to turn that away? Especially if I could do this from the time I'm 35 until I'm 1,000, right?
Yeah. Not only that, but like you said, the extra kickback money that goes into play too.
Bro, that too. Man, that's why, bro, I believe it has to be term limits on politicians. You get to run, like, why is it a term limit on the president and it's not a term limit on nobody else?
Well, it's term limits for them, but not for senators. Senator can stay in office and be reelected in office as long as they want to.
But they should be able to.
Yeah, governors, all this stuff, they have term limits. But it's not like these senators, man. These senators can stay in there forever and a day. So it's weird stuff. And, bro, they have to vote their own rules, which is so crazy to me. Like, dude, if you ask me to vote, like, I can vote my own pay. I can vote my own rules for when I come to work.
A raise.
Bro,
do you know how many raises I would give myself?
There's a rule. I'm off.
Yeah. Bro,
tomorrow's insane.
Tomorrow's Donnie Hathaway Day. Don't come to work. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And then here's another thing I want to just like kind of thinking about the whole situation with with everything that's going on with the senator from Wisconsin. Bro, most of the times that we see these black people getting killed or police mistreating people is in Milwaukee, right? There is a high amount of police violence against black people in Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is like, how many times do we keep on? I mean, I still don't want to go to Alabama or Mississippi, regardless. But how many times are we going to keep on saying, like, not say that, hey, man, Wisconsin might be terrible for black people too. You know what I'm saying? Like Pittsburgh or Pennsylvania might be, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got to have them conversations too. We always have this negative thing about the South being this terrible place for black people. But bro, there's
a couple of spots.
Yeah, that's like terrible.
Yeah, I think they've always said that there's been issues in Wisconsin and in the Milwaukee area because it's the only area I think we're at.
New Jersey.
You name any other place in Wisconsin that we're actually at?
Madison, but that's probably just because the university.
The school, maybe. Maybe. That's it. I don't know. I've never been there, so I don't know. But I know, like, there's been some places I've been to where I've just been like, is there any black people here at all? I don't see nothing there. So,
man, like, man, and for the most part, man, I've lived a lot. I've lived and seen a lot of places in this country. The only place that I feel like totally comfortable is Atlanta and Atlanta in like the DC area. Outside of that, you might have some sides of town where you feel cool, but like even in Miami, man, you'd be like, "Ooh, bro." Once you go to this side of town, or you go over here, or Chicago.
Yeah, I've heard about I've heard stories about the Panhandle over there in Florida,
bro. The Panhandle is like it's not even Florida. That's where all the crazy Florida stories come from. Where you be like, white man eats child. You know what I'm saying? Like weird, all that weird Florida stuff. That's in the Panhandle. Yeah. It's like it's like a different state up there.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, man. There's places here that I don't like going. Some towns and cities that I'm like, I don't want to work there. I don't want to go there. Yeah, bro, I'll stay away.
I still don't go to the casino in Catoosa just because it's in Catoosa, bro. I'll be like,
keep my butt out of Catoosa.
Yeah.
Hey, man. So the other thing that's going on right now in the political lead is so there was a vote to honor the policemen for the January the 6th insurrection.
Yeah.
And it turns out there were 12 House Republicans that voted no just to honor the policemen who were actually man, what is wrong with some of these people? I don't know. Anyway,
but he gonna yell back the blue though.
Yeah, like this is backing the blue. Like I don't understand, why would you vote no on this? This is like a dead given, isn't it? I don't know.
Bro, man, the thing too, like I feel like at this point, if you have a sign on your business that says back the blue, I want to just call that, I want to call bull on that right now, because I don't think y'all care about it. Because the thing is, if y'all really cared about policemen the way y'all say y'all do, y'all would have been pissed off about what happened on January the 6th. But for y'all not to, I haven't heard nobody come out and say like, hey, we don't stand with that. What's the Fraternal Order of Police? They haven't came out and said nothing. So the thing is, what it seems like is y'all are cool. Y'all back the blue when it comes to killing black people. Now, when white people want to do whatever they want to do and terrorize the nation, y'all don't have nothing about that. So y'all cool with police officers going to Washington trying to overthrow the government, right?
Yeah, but honestly, man, it's the same thing. To me, it was basically just number one. It was a response to Black Lives Matter.
Yeah,
it was a response.
That's all it is.
It was just basically a response saying we don't agree with this whole idea that Black Lives Matter, or no. They would say all lives matter first, and then they felt like Black Lives Matter was all about, you know what I'm saying? Oh, we hate police, so we back the blue, we back police. But in all honesty, man, it was just talking points. That's all it was, and that's all it is. It's the same thing as that when people say we care about veterans, but we still got, you know what I'm saying, all these
highest
veterans,
level, homeless veterans,
highest level of homelessness is veterans. Then it's all a talking point. If you really cared about backing the blue, you would want to see things changed. You will want to see the police not taking force, because you got to understand, like with force, they usually, the force that they usually exert is usually the force they get back sometimes.
Yeah.
And the main thing you want is a police that is actually, number one, there. I mean, I don't wish death on no policeman, period. But I also understand that they're in a line of work where they come across things every day that I wouldn't want to come across every day.
Agreed.
They do put their lives on the line.
Agreed.
So if that's the case, then I would rather their job be as easy as possible. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't understand this whole idea of let's just keep things the way they are. No, change it. Change that stuff up. Change it to where their job is actually going to be easier.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If there's a person calling saying, hey, my cousin Juju acting crazy off his meds, I'm not sending the cops. I'm gonna send somebody else out there who know how to talk to Juju. You know what I mean? Like, shoot, make it easy. I don't want to send some wet behind the ears white dude who ain't never seen a black person before out to go holler at your cousin who you know is crazy.
Yeah. And he's terrified of black people.
He's terrified. So the first thing he'll do is reach for the who knows? I mean, that's just, come on, man. We gotta do better. We gotta do better. There's things that we can do that makes perfect sense. That'll help everybody. Yeah. So
but that, bro, when we was coming back from the fishing trip when we were outside of Glenpool, I seen a car dealership and they had a big old sign that said "Back to Blue," and I really wanted to go in there and be like, "So, are you comfortable with black people not coming to your establishment anymore? You know what I'm saying? Are you cool with that as a car dealership that black?" And I feel like black people have to make a stance like that. And I'll tell you, like the Dollar General, I have not been in Dollar General since I seen. And if you go, every time you go to the Dollar General, they have a sign that says "We back to blue." And I was like,
really?
all right, well, I'm not paying. I will not go there no more.
Is that individual Dollar General?
Everyone I've seen.
Oh,
everyone I've seen has a sign. It's like right next to their business hours. So thing to say, "We back the blue" with a police badge. And I was like, that's crazy because there's so many Dollar Generals out north. And I'm like, bro, like black people, those are the things that black people that we can't let go. You know what I'm saying? I know we always be talking about black people need to do this, black people need to do that, blah 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 blah. But the one thing that we can't do is be disrespected. We can't be disrespected in a place where we're spending money, because they're putting those stores there because they're profitable and they're making money. But we're giving our money to these people who like spitting in our faces.
Well, we've always said we need to talk more with our dollars.
Yes,
our money speaks more than what our words will. So, I mean, hey, that we're in that country where money talks.
But that's the thing. I think as black people, the thing that, you know what I'm saying? I know we always talk about black people need to do this or black people need to do that. I think the biggest things that we need to do is we need to speak with our votes and we need to speak with our money. Like all the other stuff, man, you could, you know what I'm saying? We could talk about it or we could look at it down the line. But the thing is, like, we should be voting every time. Black people should make sure we are voting. And I'm talking about school boards. I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying, mayors, governors, like everything. This is not for the president. We need to make sure we're out in force all the time, because y'all keep putting these crooked judges and these bad prosecutors in places because we're not voting.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of times that comes with voting for the mayor. You know, it comes with vote. Yeah, so I mean, we do have to make that change, man. I mean, that to me, that comes with education. You know, the more we know, the more we actually do. We will go out there and vote more. All right, man. So last thing with the political chop, and this, I do want to make this kind of quick. But there is actually a voting rights bill that was passed in the House that is, it will make its way to the Senate. The only problem is right now, as it stands, there's so many Republicans, because, you know, the Senate is split down the line. And the only way that the Democrats, they still have yet to reform the
filibuster.
They still haven't reformed that, or even they talked about it, but there's too many Democrats that are still kind of like, no, we want to keep it. So they're saying that there's not enough Republicans for the voting rights bill to pass in the Senate, which is so crazy to me, because right now, as we speak, there are all of these local areas by states, of course, because the states run their elections. There are all of these states that are passing all these laws that are making it more difficult to vote. And when I say more difficult to vote, mostly it's going to be their minority populations and their poor populations. Let's get that straight as well, too. That's the reason why poor people don't get anything, because it's known that poor people usually don't vote. And black people usually don't vote. And you know what I'm saying? Like, so there's now a more of a push to ingrain that, and man, I just really hope that that the message gets out there that this is what's going on. Yeah. So anyway, I just
I also wanted to just quick you know what I'm saying, I seen that Biden asked a lot of people on the staff had they used marijuana before, you know what I'm saying? And they was like, we were just, you know what I'm saying, we just wanted to know, nobody will be held accountable for it or whatever. And then, like, after he won the apprentice, you know what I'm saying, I think his first month in office, now they went back last week and was like, everybody who used marijuana needs to resign. And so, like,
crazy.
That's crazy to me too, man. And I think
it's insane.
I think there's got to be, I think the conversation, the Ice Cube conversation, what do you do for Black Americans, or what do you do? And I think Hispanic people should have that same thing. Women should have that same thing. Like, hey, what are you doing for me? Now, if you're not going to do anything for me, I'm not going to waste my vote with you. And I think that's what we have to start doing. Like, I'm not voting Democratic because I'm black. I'm voting Democratic because he's the best candidate. And when you're not the best candidate, and when you do not hold to your word, I am not voting for you.
Yeah. No, yeah, man. I can't. I'm registered independent. I really can't stand both parties. I stomach the Democratic Party only because I feel like they're less crazy than the Republican Party. I like their platform as far as economic wise. It hurts. I mean, economic wise, Democrats will hurt me more than Republicans would. I can get less taxes if they did all the tax cuts they be talking about doing. But I care more about the nation as a whole. And I feel like the Democratic Party platform makes more sense to me than the Republican Party platform does. But that's the stuff that's argumentable. That's that's the stuff that's debatable.
I think you could have told me that years ago.
But
I would have, I would have said years ago, you could have told me that. But today, if you say anything as a black person, if you say anything about Republican, I believe you're racist. There's no way around it.
Well, see,
that's just how I feel, because the thing is, racism is so looked over, and it's so looked over by the Republicans that my thing is like that you're cool with it. I believe is if you're a Republican, you are cool with racism.
Well, and see, that's what I was going to say is like they make it to where now it's impossible for people to be like, I'm a Republican. They call them rhinos, is what they call them, the Republican name only, because they hold to a certain, philosophy that Republicans normally had. Mm-hmm. But now after Donald Trump, man, it's like they're a culture-driven party.
Bro,
they really don't care about like taxes and blah, blah, blah. They say that they care about that stuff, but really their whole claim to fame and claim to power has been like, we want to keep white people happy. They're aimed at, our aim is simply at this right here. And they denigrate anybody else other than that group. You know what I mean? Like immigrants, the Mexicans is coming.
Bro, and like
black people. BLM is here. They're gonna kill everybody.
Bro, it's fear about everything though. Like, so the thing is like, and the thing, we talk about it all the time. I know, you know what I'm saying? You have these conversations all the time. People commit crimes where they stay, right? And you usually stay in neighborhoods that are predominantly whatever you are. So the thing is like, I don't understand white people being scared of black people coming to kill them and Mexican people coming to kill them. That's a bigger fear for them than their next door neighbor. But their next door neighbor usually is the killer, though. You know,
statistically speaking, you're more likely to get
killed by your next door, or the mass shootings are white people, bro. And it's like, black people are not driving in droves to Broken Arrow to rape and pillage white women. Like, bro, but that's what I feel like. That's what Republicans sell. Like, you know what I'm saying? We just black men out here like, man, where is the Beckys, baby?
We about to go kill them. Get on the street. Let's go.
Well, to kill these white men and take care of these white women. Like, bro, what that? Bro, you sold that to people in the 1800s, bro. That still can't work 200 years later.
Apparently, it's still working.
200 years later, Gerald. That's crazy,
man. It's still working. It's terrible. All right, man. Off of politics, man. Let's move on to our entertainment chop, where we talk about the news of the day in the entertainment industry, entertainment world, and the movies, music, and all that good stuff. First on the list, man, we had some new movies drop.
I'm about to say, it better be. It better be.
Woo! We had some new movies drop, and the black nerd in me was very, very happy for this last week. Justice League, the Zack Snyder cut.
Yeah.
Which everybody in mama was, all the nerds online kind of just pushed the studios for this thing to come out. It finally dropped on HBO Max, man. I know you took your 4 hours and watched it.
Bro, 6 o'clock in the morning on like Thursday. Like, soon as it was available, I was like, I'm jumping up right now, baby.
This. So, man, give me your final. Let's do the same thing we did with Coming to America, man. Give me your 1 through 10, and if you want to, throw out your review of the movie, let me know.
I gave it a 7. I thought it was good. I thought it was a good movie. There were some holes in it to me. Steppenwolf looked terrible. Dark Side looked terrible. I hate the way that they made him look like the actual physical. Yeah, they did. Bro, Darkseid to me.
Darkseid look bad.
Bro, Darkseid to me looked more like Thanos. You know what I'm saying? Or like you know what I'm saying? Like it's like you remember in the cartoon you would see Darkseid, and I guess that's what I'm stuck on how Darkseid looked in the
cartoon.
In the cartoon, and he didn't look any. He looked. I was like, Darkseid didn't look like a monster. Like I don't know. That threw me off. But and then there was some obvious. There was some stuff. I wish they wouldn't have kept Wonder Woman when Superman came alive and she was like, he's back. I was like, that is so terrible. Why didn't they not cut that? You know what I'm saying? But like, there's a little picky things, man. I think, bro, Cyborg. The story of Cyborg was so much better. And then the Flash as well, because they had the Flash looking just like a bumbling idiot in the first cut of the movie, and he still didn't look great, but he looked better. And I think Cyborg looked amazing.
Okay, so I'm sorry, man. We're gonna have to actually. I forgot. I guess we got to give people like the spoiler warnings.
Oh my bad.
This, I mean, well, spoiler warning. If you ain't watched it, turn it off, watch it, and check it out again. Anyway, with that said, man, my biggest takeaways were number one, Flash. No, my number one takeaway was actually Cyborg. I thought
Cyborg was
Cyborg thing was like dope.
And they said originally when Zack Snyder was doing the film, he said that Cyborg was the heart and soul of the movie.
Yeah.
And then when we saw the movie, I was like, Cyborg ain't no heart and soul. Now it made sense.
Yeah, he had no soul. That's probably what he meant to say in the first movie,
bro.
But bro, like it took, man. I was wondering, why such the push? Because I heard that same quote. And when I watched the actual Snyder cut, it made a heck of a lot more. That's the thing about it. Everything made more sense to me. Like why?
Agree.
I remember when I watched the 2017 when the Josh Whedon cut, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Like I remember asking myself, like, why are people showing up out of the blue? Like,
yeah, it was like no story. It was terrible.
People just showed up, like they were fighting, and then all of a sudden, like, you know what I'm saying? Aquaman just showed up out of nowhere, like, oh, so he was just waiting to show up out of nowhere. Like, is that how we move in this story? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like everything made more sense, man.
Yeah.
And I actually did like the Darkseid rendition, man. I was like, that dude looked crazy. Like, did you see the part where his Omega Beam came out? I was like, dude, that looked like some Darkseid stuff right there.
I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm such a fan of the I love Super Friends. Was like one of my favorite childhood shows, man. So a lot of my DC stuff is based off of that.
Oh, okay. So here's the thing, man. If you watch any of the new DC like animated film stuff that comes out, I think that's where most of his stuff is coming from. Because they have Darkseid in that, like he is a stone cold. Because they show everything in there, like blood, guts, and everything. He is. I mean, like ripping people's arms off and just
and I understand what Darkseid was. You know what I'm saying? I definitely understand what Darkseid was. I just thought the look of it was weird to me.
Oh,
like Jeepers Creepers-ish. Like you remember we watched Jeepers? You ever watch Jeepers Creepers and the monster? He was like, I can't watch the rest of this film. What kind of monster is this?
Hey man, so you gave it a 7 though. I was actually kind of surprised. That's kind of low.
I still don't think it's a better film than Black Panther, Civil War. You know what I'm saying? Think about the films that we rank high, because we talk about this all the time. Black Panther, Civil War, the Avengers movies. Like, so I don't hold him. Do you think this Snyder Cut was better than the Dark Knight trilogy?
Ooh, no, I don't.
I'm telling you, and that's what I'm telling you.
If I were to take one movie, then I'd be like, it's better than. To me, it's better than Dark Knight Returns, the one with Bane.
The one with Bane was amazing to me, though, bro.
No, it was good. Don't get me wrong. I thought that the one with the Joker was the best one.
No, I thought Bane was amazing, bro.
You thought it was better than Heath Ledger's Joker?
With the football game and the voice and him breaking Batman's back.
Batman.
Bro, that's bro. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, you actually thought that was I thought the voice was off, to be honestly. It was funny to me sometimes, like
no, the Bane was
Bane was call me. It's trying to kill. I'm like, is that Bane? Okay.
Yeah, but you know, Bane used to, you know what I'm saying, back on the thing with Bane, you remember he used to have the big things and he had the things in his back. Like,
yeah, but I thought Bane was gonna be like over brooding. Yeah,
but he was
destroy you, bats.
Oh no. But I think I don't know. That's obviously that's just
okay.
But I didn't see that at all. I love Bane. The Joker was great to me too. I just think like I count them all as just a movie. It's one big thing because I like them all so much. You know what I'm saying? But
it was good.
I don't think Justice League is better than any one of those.
Okay, and I think we had this conversation though too. Like I'm giving you gave it a lower grade than me, but like I'm giving Endgame like say like a 9.5. I wouldn't even say Endgame because I have to take both of those movies, like the Marvel Infinity War plus Endgame.
Yeah.
So even like okay, so if I'm taking both of those movies together, that's like that's almost like 6 hours.
Yeah.
Jesus. But if I took both those movies together, I would give that like a 9.5. I just think Marvel did a great job of that. DC, I would give them like an 8.3, 8.4.
I don't think it's that close
for this new Justice League. I thought it was that good.
I don't think it's that close, and I think and I understand you're basing them just off those two movies alone, but I think where people and I think where the
Marvel had more time. They had 20 some odd movies though,
but they set it up so perfectly.
Yeah,
bro, it's so you know I keep on saying this, man, but me and my girls watch a Marvel movie every Sunday, right? And we pretty much started with Captain America, and then we went to Captain Marvel. Like we watched them in in chronological order. And bro, everything, even though these movies were made at different times, if you watch them like we're watching them, they all make perfect sense, man. And I was like, bro, whoever decided, like, hey, you know what? We're just gonna do 45 movies that all go into, like, whoever decided that
into a universe,
Bro, this is an amazing idea, and I just think that's why I keep on saying that the Marvel movies are better. And in DC, like you don't have to compete with Marvel to go out there and do, but you can do better. You know what I'm saying? You have so many characters, and I think just the way that they even so today, Warner Brothers came out and was like, we're still not going to do a Zack Snyder like
like a universe or whatever.
Universe, yeah, like bro, this is the best movie y'all have. What do you mean?
See, man, my thing is this, man. See, like they always that's why this is where DC to me went wrong. And I don't know how the business works primarily, but from what I understand, Marvel literally broke off on their own and then waited, and then as soon as they got enough money, they bought all their stuff back, except for like the X-Men stuff, which they just got now. Yeah, but I know that Sony had like Spider-Man because they were like bankrupt for a second there, and they sold off all they rights to all these different places. So Sony got this, and you know what I'm saying.
What the breakdown was,
whatever the case is.
What the breakdown was, Sony took Spider-Man. Sony brought Spider-Man. Then Fox brought the Fantastic Four, and they brought the X-Men.
Oh, okay. So
those were, and then like some of the characters that were, associated with them. And so they did that when Marvel was like, making Daredevil movies, like the terrible Daredevil and
because I remember Marvel making, because those first 3 Spider-Man movies weren't, they weren't part of any kind of universe.
But they were Sony movies though.
Yeah, and X-Men, like the original X-Men.
Yep, and so all of those, and then the 2 Fantastic Fours that were terrible. The second one was actually all right to me, and the Fantastic Four, they were both all right to me. They just weren't great movies. But I think what happened was, man, at some point Marvel was like, we figured it out, and once they figured it out, and people start seeing like the quality of movie that Marvel was making, they was like, I want Spider-Man with Iron Man. That's how it's naturally supposed to be. And so I think people stopped supporting those X-Men movies and those Spider-Man movies. They weren't supporting them like they were movies. They were crappy movies, but they weren't supporting them the same way they were before, because they were like, for y'all keep holding on to Spider-Man, y'all are messing up the way that he's supposed to be interacting, because you think Civil War was pretty much Captain America and Spider-Man.
Oh, well, but they had to change them because they didn't have Spider-Man yet.
But listen, though, it was Captain America and I could be wrong, but I think it was Captain America and Wolverine versus Spider-Man and Iron Man. Those were the two heads, and everybody followed behind them. And it was a whole thing about Civil War, but you couldn't even really do the Civil War right because Wolverine wasn't there yet, and Wolverine wasn't there, and Spider-Man wasn't there yet.
Yeah, but I mean, the fact that they made a power move to go out and get all of their stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, they started with the Iron Man movie. The Iron Man movie was the first one.
Yep.
So, but I'm saying that like once they built up enough, they went out and bought the rest of their characters back. So now they can make even more. And I feel like DC just doesn't have the cojones to go out there and be like, look, we want Superman and Batman and blah 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 blah. We're about to make a purchase for all of our stuff. Go out and get your own director. Get your own person that's going to say that's true to the comics. That's, I wouldn't say true to the comics, but loves like those characters. And it's like, okay, I'm about to bet that we're going to make some dope movies based on these characters, and we're going to bring it all back.
But I
it
don't
can
think
be a money making machine like Marvel.
I don't think DC has any separation like that though.
That the WB owns. So
the Warner Brothers owns everything DC. Yeah. So like it's not even like they should have been ahead of the curve. They should have been doing this because they own everything. They have all their stories, and they've been a comic book company longer than Marvel has.
Yeah, I mean they have had great Batman movies. So shoot, you would think they would have. You would think that they would have did something by now. I'm surprised that it took this long to actually come out with a decent Superman movie. Like I'm just like, dude, y'all should have had.
But if you think about it,
they had Superman movies a year, raking in billions.
Yeah, they had great Superman movies in the 80s, and how you just messed that up. And speaking of,
they only had two. Bro.
I mean, but they were in the 80s though. Like, so let's not act like that was 40 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the thing is, like, we can't go and look at a Captain America movie from 40 years ago.
Nope.
Well, we actually can, but it was an actual terrible movie. But,
man.
But so I think DC. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't remember Marvel cartoons when we were younger. You know what I'm saying? I think DC. They have dropped the ball because they were, and I think they thought they were so much bigger and better than Marvel for so long that they never got creative. And I think that's what it came back and got them. But while we're talking though, what I will tell you where DC has succeeded, but I think they're going to fall behind because with the Winter Soldier show and WandaVision, like I feel like Marvel has finally got TV shows together where DC, the new Superman and Lois,
which is actually pretty good,
bro. It is, but all they shows is, I mean, outside of Black Lightning's suits, but like the Flash is good. Green Arrow was good. You know what I'm saying? I can't look at the Future League or whatever, the Days of Tomorrow, whatever those people are, the Legends of Tomorrow. I don't watch that one. But the Flash and Black Lightning and the Superman shows, like DC has been good at making shows.
But they haven't been like the same quality as what Marvel like. Okay, so that's another thing that dropped this last week was the Falcon and the Winter Soldier,
bro,
which I thought was dope. Just the first episode, I was like, yo. But the quality of it though, man, it felt like it was an actual movie, bro. Like the first part of a movie. I was like, oh, bro.
Let me tell you though, too. Like for me, it was crazy that they started on this super action scene. And it was like, bro, we doing this. And I was like, oh my God. So like for them to start off like that, and then obviously spoiler alert here too, people. If you don't want to know, I'm probably fast forward. But the crazy thing to me though was like it started off with like, hey, this is Marvel and this is what we're great at. You're gonna get this action. And then Don Cheadle showed up. I was like, oh, look at that. You know what I'm saying? And so then they got into the stories. And I was like, oh, this is a good storyline. And then at the end, like I ain't gonna tell you what happened at the end because you might need to see it, and it just came out. But at the end of the show, when they did what they did, I was like, bro, racism done showed up in Marvel's universe. Look at this racism right here in your face. God darn it. So man, but I was in though, and I was like, I can't wait to see how it plays out.
Yeah, no, man. I thought both. That's the thing about it. Like both, it's crazy because I thought the show was going to be about both of them teaming up. They ain't even met yet. I mean, well, they met, of course, but they haven't even like interacted with each other. And it was still a dope episode. Like, you
heard the only time the lady said, Sam is the only person texting you.
Yeah, and you haven't texting you ain't said nothing back to him. Yeah. I was like, okay, but yeah, that was good, man. That was real good.
Amazing.
Man, so in the entertainment chop up of the week and other entertainment news, I guess you could call this entertainment news. It's weird to say entertainment news, but so you know, we're in the day and age where someone can make their fame off of the internet, of course, whether it be Instagram models or
Facebook psychiatrist.
Yeah. So in this particular instance, there was actually a man who created some kind of fandom, made a couple of books and sales, I guess, off of it. Named Derek Jackson. He was, I think he got books. And that's how he made some money off of it.
Right.
So, a man by the name of Derek Jackson, who is quote unquote the relationship guru,
self-appointed.
Was accused of actually cheating on his wife, and then today they actually came out and he did say he did cheat on his wife. So
they said I heard he was caught in their bed with another
woman.
woman.
That's the biggest thing. Like, for it, I was talking to my wife about this, man. We were actually laughing about this because I've always said that Derek Jackson was how else can you say it but a fake phony? I mean, come on, man.
Bro.
And the way he actually hated on men,
bro.
Man,
anyway. So the thing for me, man, I think it's like, cause like, you know what I'm saying? We're married, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, and it's okay for you to come out and be like, hey, you know what, man? As men, we have to be responsible for the decisions we make. We have to be able to apologize. We have to be able to communicate better. Like those kind of things. Those are the things that to me, that sounds sensible. But hold up. Yeah. But I think where the problem lies for me with Derek Jackson was it was never like a balance of the information. Like, hey, women, you need to be able to do this in order to make your man be happy, or blah, blah, blah. And hey, men, you need to do this. It was just a strictly like men, if men don't do this, if he don't wash your car twice a week and give you money and get your nails done, then he don't love you. Like, and I feel like his message was so like, bro, and it was never balanced. It was always like if he don't do this, he don't love you, and I love, you know what I'm saying? It was I don't know, man. It just pissed me off though. I'll tell you that. I hated hearing him talk. Like on Facebook, I think I can't even see his videos because I hate him so much, man. But I think it's just ironic though. You know what I'm saying? You talked all of this about appreciating women and loving women and doing all of this, and bro, you out here struggling too, man. And I think it's easier. It's easier for a man, like when you have like the Kevin Hart. You remember we watched the Kevin Hart thing, and he was like, "Man, I cheated on my wife, and I'm sorry." I'm so and so, and I think people was like, "Oh, Kevin, that's whack." But at the same time, they was like, "But we understand, man." And I'm glad that you apologized and took care of your wife and made things right. This dude, he doesn't get that leeway from me.
Okay, so here's the problem, though. The problem is that while he was making this stuff happened like a year ago. So yes, so like apparently while he was doing this, he was still making relationship guru videos talking about if a man don't love you, he ain't gonna do this. So why would you put up with that?
Yeah, leave that man right now,
man.
And come to me, buy this book.
Here's the thing, man. There's a difference between iron sharpening iron. Like if I came to you as my guy, and I'm like, man, we both married, and I'd be like, Z, you know, and maybe these, you know, some changes you can probably make in your marriage, you know what I'm saying? Maybe things can work out better for you, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? That's different. And I wouldn't even do that unless you came asking for advice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But this dude goes out of his way to say every man is wrong.
Yeah. Unless every woman is right.
And every woman is right. The woman ain't never wrong. I like ever. So he's strictly tailored his message
for women.
For women, of course.
Yeah.
All the while you was out here doing this on your woman.
Dirty dog.
Okay. All right.
Bro, it's just to me, man, like I think, and you know what I'm saying? Like we are very honest with each other, man. And like, man, you come to me and be like, hey man, I'm mad. And I'll be like, bro, what did you do? Before we even talk about what your wife did, what did you do? You know what I'm saying? Because that's what kind of friends we are. So the thing is, like, man, I think there's a conversation to be had for you to be like, hey, man, this is, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is what you do, or this is how you know what I'm saying? Like, you can do that without being like all the men is wrong and all the women is right. Like, what he was doing was terrible. You know what I'm saying? And I just,
man.
So
Let's
to
call
me,
it what it is. He was hating. He was hating. He was hating for a reason.
I'm glad this has happened to you. Enjoy yourself.
You reap what you sow.
Yeah.
Dirt.
But that's the thing too, you know, and not to say like I wanted him to be cheating or I'm happy that he's in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Like we all struggle with our relationships and we're all trying to be better, but we all have, you know what I'm saying? When we say marriage is hard, marriage is tough, you know what I'm saying? You have good days, you have bad days, and you have to figure it out. So the thing is, man, like to you can say that, you can go out and make and preach that message and be that person. You could be a relationship specialist and be like, hey, these are the things you do in a relationship. But to be a relationship specialist and all of your messages is about how men are terrible and how women are great and you got to be loved, like that's not balanced, and that's not you can't do anything if it's not balanced.
Yeah. Bingo. You hit it on the money, man. So anyway, Jesus.
Yes.
Man,
that's karma. That's what that's called. Karma, baby.
Called karma, baby. In music this week. If anybody didn't know, so Janae Aiko came out with a mixtape, I think like a couple of days ago. I want to say it was like the 18, 17, somewhere around that way. Anyway, I've gotten like halfway through it, man. I haven't actually got down to sat because some of the songs are not new.
Yeah.
But a lot of it is. So I've gone through half of it. It sounds pretty cool so far. I'm gonna go check it out. It's called like Sailing Souls or something like that. So,
but when her first CD, something like that.
Yeah, her first CD was like so. She you could tell how she worded this one with the
and
like S to make it like a continuation or something like that.
Yeah. Bro, well, I haven't listened to it. I am still on Jasmine Sullivan and her. That's my R&B rotation right now. Jasmine Sullivan and her.
I just didn't like the album, man.
Bro, the song with her and Ari Lennox and the bodies, the bodies on bodies. I'd be like, God damn, man. I love hearing her sing, man. And I just, bro.
Yeah, no, I understand, man.
And her is amazing. So anytime hers run right now, the music that she's released in the last like 3 or 4 years, the amount of music and the amount of quality music that she's released has been crazy.
No, she's dope. That's why she's already picked up a Grammy, man. I mean, did she pick up like a Grammy last year?
She got one last year and she got one this year. She got record of the year. She got record of the year this year though. So it was a big one. It wasn't just like an R&B artist of the year.
Well, shoot, she deserves it.
She deserves it. She's amazing. Love her.
So when we were actually on our fishing trip, man, and we were with your pops, all we were playing like literally was all old school.
Yo.
Which brings to the next topic, man. Earth, Wind, and Fire is gonna be doing the verses, man. You got the info on it. I didn't even know it was coming to today when you told me.
So what happened is, you know what I'm saying? Obviously a thing called an app called Triller, like a social media platform called Triller, brought verses, and they put Timbaland and Swiss Beats on the like board of directors. And everybody who's participated in the verses got like something. I don't know how that all planned out. But since they jumped onto this Triller thing, they did the Ghostface and Raekwon, and then they announced like what they did was they gave dates. So they was like Easter Sunday is gonna be Earth, Wind, and Fire versus the Isley Brothers, and then it was on April the 20th, which is 420. Obviously, it'll be Method Man versus Redman.
Wow.
Right.
They are bringing meth on.
And then the crazy thing is they actually have the dates for like 4 more verses, but they edited out like who it is. But it's the Ladies Night special. There's there's Ladies Night. Then one said Mother's Day edition.
Mm-hmm.
And then they said they're gonna have a battle, like a rematch of people who've been on verses before. So they're gonna have a rematch too. So and everybody was like, I wonder who's the rematch. So I whatever they're doing, man, obviously they say like the verses, like that verses effect is increasing everybody's stream. So people are getting money from like increasing revenue for doing these. Yeah. So it's been working out good. But when we talk about man, Earth, Wind, and Fire, like, you know, Earth, Wind, and Fire is a great group to me. But to me, you know me, I'm an Ozzy Brothers dude, man. And I'm like, bro,
it's kind of weird though when you think about it, because I feel like they're 2 separate grooves, even though they, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like Ozzy Brothers, to me, I think they would win because I feel like they got more cuts.
Bro, they got music from the 50s.
Yeah.
Yes.
Earth, Wind, and Fire though. Man. Well, speaking of like bands, man. Okay, this is a crazy question. I got to think about this one.
But even before we get off there, though, I still want to go back revisit Earth, Wind, and Fire. When I think about Earth, Wind, and Fire versus the Ozzy Brothers, I think when I think of Earth, Wind, and Fire, I think of them having like a stupid run mid 70s to the early 80s.
Yeah.
Right.
But then
when I think about and they never really did a lot after that. No, and so the thing is, when I think of the Ozzy Brothers, man, I'm thinking about, bro, like if we're doing Ozzy Brothers, especially, you know, Ron Ozzy gonna be there, bro. This dude, he the album that Angela Winbush produced for him, like in the early 90s with what was the thing? Spend the night. You remember the Spend the Night with Me Tonight? Sis, why tonight? Oh, that was in the 90s. Think about, even though we don't talk about Robert Kelly no more, but he did songs with Robert Kelly. Ron Ozzy got songs with UGK. Ron Ozzy got songs with Swiss Beats. You know what I'm saying? And like, bro, it is so much music that the Ozzy Brothers got. And that's not even talking about Ernie Ozzy as being one of the best guitar players ever, or, you know what I'm saying? Insatiable Woman, or Caravan of Love by Jasper Isley. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I'm excited. And then
also Ron going off and doing his own thing.
Yeah, bro.
So, yeah, man. Like I said, I just think the Ozzy Brothers will definitely win the verses. But, you know, the cool thing about the verses is that you just basically get to enjoy the music.
Enjoy the music and celebrate that music, because it's going to be a lot of music.
Definitely. So, speaking of bands, man, real quick, like 5 best bands of all time for you. And I did say of all time, so we don't have to limit it to like, because really there ain't no bands no more.
It ain't, so, man, but I would go with, and this is just because it's last minute too. I have no time to think about it, but I would go with The Time. And when we talking about just people being able to play music, like The Time, like Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis, Jerome Benton, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm there. Mint Condition would be on my list. Obviously Earth, Wind, and Fire would be on my list. The Ozzy Brothers would actually be on my list too. And then probably that 5th would probably be like, man, it would be one of them 70s groups, you know what I'm saying? Like Can Function, or, you know what I'm saying, one of them groups where everybody played something, where the dude would be singing and playing instruments, you know what I'm saying? Midnight Star, Atlantic Star, one of them, you know what I'm saying? Like, or man. SOS Band, or the Gap Band, So, bro,
okay, I'm gonna have to go with so as far as bands go, Earth, Wind, and Fire is definitely gonna be on the list. Mint Condition's gotta be on that list. I'm gonna go with the Parliament, man.
Oh, I forgot about the Parliament.
I'm gonna go with the Parliament.
Oh, what about Climax though? Climax was like the first major all-woman group though. They were like the first, so but they were like amazing.
All right, so I'm gonna go with I got 4. I need one more. I'll probably be like, man, let me find one of them old groups from back in the day. But then I mean, like, still, I guess gotta say either I guess we can't really include like the Jackson 5 as a band.
No, because they didn't really. I mean, I think Tito played. I think Tito played something, and I think Jermaine played something. But that's like 2 guitars though. That don't really count when we're talking about people playing keyboards, and you know what I'm saying. Like what I want to say, the Parliament even had like a horn section. You know what I'm saying?
They were all playing something.
Yeah, everybody was playing something.
Yeah. I don't know, man. If we're talking about like a band like that, then that's all I got. I mean,
that's what I said.
We can't really include
SOS Band, Gap Band. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Atlantic Star, Midnight Star.
Yeah.
Because all those groups played. That's what I got, man. It ain't a lot of bands, man, but that used to be the thing. Everybody had to play something. You know what I'm saying? Or everybody sung.
For you to actually be a group, a band, something.
I think that was way more like a 70s thing too. Like Because you know, if you're thinking like the Temptations and the Four Tops and the Dales and the Manhattans, a lot of them didn't play instruments like that. But then you had like big groups who actually everybody played.
Yeah. Well, the crazy thing about it was that most of the time when they recorded with the band in there.
Yeah.
You know, back in the day. So, man, that's crazy. I think we saw it in Ray Charles. Like he was the first one that actually brought in like a full-fledged like orchestra to record.
Or you got to think about Rick James and Prince recording. You know what I'm saying? They was probably doing, bro. They was probably playing some real instruments, like playing.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. God, dude, I feel like we're missing so much talent nowadays, man.
Yeah, it's not the same, man. I can't even tell you the last time outside of her that I've seen I haven't. The last time I see somebody play guitars, you know what I'm saying? Like real guitars, like in their R&B music. Because I think we feel so like you hear people be like, well, guitars is like white people stuff. And I'm like, bro, that's not, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, some of the best guitarists ever Eric Clapton is amazing. That's not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say like white people ain't great.
No, I'm just saying like somebody would say that because shoot, we got some guitarists out there that are ridiculous. But don't get me wrong, because like man, who was it I saw? I think it was what's the other the crazy dude? John Mayer.
Oh.
This is back when he was actually cool.
Yeah. I was about to say, well, he was never really cool to me. So
well, he went on stage and he was actually going one-on-one with Buddy Guy.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Like him and Buddy Guy were like going back and forth.
Yeah.
It was on one of his like live performance things or whatever that he came out with a DVD of. And when I saw that, I was like, oh shoot, go ahead then, white dude. That's the thing. They were literally going back and forth. I was like, because Buddy ain't no joke.
Buddy is but Buddy is Shauna's father. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Buddy,
what? No.
Yeah, Shauna from DTP, Shauna.
Oh,
yeah, Buddy Guy's her dad.
Stop! I didn't know that, man.
But man, you know what? Another conversation would be another like your top 5 guitarists ever.
Oh, yeah, well, I throw Jimmy in there probably.
You know who taught Jimmy how to play the guitar?
Who?
Ernie Isley. You know he was in the Isley Brothers, right?
Stop it,
bro. Stop playing with me.
Okay, all right then, Ernie.
Yeah, Ernie is hard on man. Ernie, but like Buddy Guy, BB King, Eric Clapton. What's the dude? Santana.
Man, Carlos Santana. Come on now.
Ooh, buddy. When I'm talking about some people playing some guitars, bro.
Man, did you see like, and we got to end this off, man, but there's one clip of Carlos Santana that always gets me, man. And that was the clip that they had of him. I want to say it was Woodstock.
Never seen it. I'm gonna look it up after this.
Huh?
I'm gonna look it up after this. I've never seen it.
Okay. Man, look up on, I think it's even on YouTube, a video of him talking about his performance in Woodstock. And when you watch it, you'll be like, dang, word. So like apparently he was high off heroin.
Oh, I think everybody at Woodstock was though, right?
Well, no. I think it may have been something else, but the way he explained it, like he just went out there and was like, I couldn't feel my fingers.
What? That's crazy.
And when you watch the video of him, he's literally like
really? Yeah, no, I've never seen it, man.
Go watch it, man. It's hilarious, bro. It is hilarious. So check it out.
Bro, I'm gonna go listen to Jimi Hendrix right now. I just want to hear it. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, yeah. Boy. Bro, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we got man. We're missing musicians nowadays. All right, man. So anything else you want to send a shout out to on the Chop It Up, man, before we get out of here?
No, man, just continue the same thing, man. Please like, share, subscribe, man. We finally got the page up. So yeah, man, like Chop It Up with G and Z on YouTube, Amazon, Google. Hopefully we have Spotify this week. So
sweet. All right, man. Well, hey, we appreciate y'all for watching. Continue to watch, continue to support us if that's what you're doing. Tell your friends, send out the share us, please. All right, man. It's good chopping it up with you, Z. I'll meet you back up, of course. We'll try to do the rest of the week, and I'll see you back here next Monday, bro.
All right, bro.
All right, man. Peace.